Attention all viewers, Blake Lindsay is now wanted as a motivational speaker. Your group, church, school, club, or organization should be on the lookout for this man. Stand by. More details to follow.
Ever wonder what it would be like to be completely blind in both eyes and never to be able to see anything, ever? But still enjoy a full life?
He is Blake Lindsay. He has been called a sightless man with perfect vision. Blake, thank you for continuing to inspire people.
Blake Lindsay. Radio personality, producer, author, motivational speaker.
Without further ado, Blake Lindsay.
Thank you, Dr. Rubin. Thanks, everybody. Wow, this is fun. How many people would like it to be field trip day every day? Jennifer and I have been looking forward to this. It's a field trip for us also, because we both have jobs, and believe it or not, and I'd be at work just slaving away and trying to sell somebody something. But I work for a guy with a real cool name. His name is Zig Ziglar, and he's as cool as his name is. He's 81 years old. He's a master motivator. Zig has written 27 books. Unbelievable. And he's just a really neat guy. So I do some sales stuff for him and audio production, and I'm excited. They let me come out here today, and they said, man, just have a good time. And so that's exactly what I'm doing.
Every now and then, we come across an obstacle that makes life challenging. Former San Antonio DJ Blake Lindsay never let his blindness seem like an obstacle. He always managed to turn his disability into a world of possibilities. He lives in the Dallas area, but he did spend a good part of his radio career in the Alamo City. Blake came to San Antonio after several years of DJing in Austin and in his home state of Indiana. He surprised friends, co-workers, even listeners, because every time he got behind the mic, you couldn't tell he was blind. Blake never lost sight of his goals. He was the man with the golden voice.
Johnny Shannon, here's traffic.
To realize he wanted to do radio when he was 15.
When you have a passion for something, you just memorize where things are on the board. I remember in high school when I went to the J. Everett Light Career Center, the first day I thought, man, this is more complicated than I thought. But by the second and third day, I was running my own board.
Before he learned to walk, Blake was diagnosed with retinoblastoma, a childhood cancer of the retina.
And Mom thought, man, something's going on here. My eyes were kind of starting to look a little bit different. And in fact, Mom brought my dad in the room and said, Larry, what do you think? I think they look funky, like a monkey. You know, he's kind of like, well, I misspoke, as Hillary would say. He didn't really say that, but it was pretty interesting because they started taking me to specialists and wondering what in the world was going on because they noticed that my sight was lessening. I didn't have as much sight. And so, they were hearing point of views like, well, maybe it's a detached retina. One doctor, you're not going to believe what this guy said. He said, I believe Blake's been watching too much Scooby-Doo. So, I'm a Scooby fan. I misspoke again.
But he never wanted his blindness to leave him in the dark.
In fact, any obstacle that I've had, I've tried to turn that into an opportunity to inspire others.
One of them was a loyal listener, Jennifer. They met while he DJ'd at a Dallas radio station.
She saw that everything I was able to do was positive.
Blake and Jennifer soon married. Since then, he's felt lucky to see the world through her eyes.
Jennifer understood that I had a good attitude and that I was going to be a hard worker. And she loves describing what things look like to me and what people look like in movies.
Today, the former DJ doesn't miss a step when taking on new adventures. Honored by the Texas Radio Hall of Fame, recognized by the San Antonio Business Journal, and owning Blaze & Blake Productions, doing voiceover work for stations across the country. But he's now added the title of author, writing his first book of 26 chapters on living without sight.
Hi, this is Zig Ziglar. Blake Lindsay's vision is truly remarkable. I believe you'll find out-of-sight living is good, really good. Your life will be changed and enriched in a dramatic way.
His voice is his instrument.
I'm working with Zig Ziglar now, also.
And now Blake uses his life story as a tool of inspiration, reminding everybody that the impossible is possible.
I like inspiring people because people start working harder. People start going for their goals. And so it's not like I'm a hero or anything, but somehow, a sightless guy doing something or a person with a challenge makes a difference in another person's life.
Hi, I'm Brian Flanagan. I'm the Director of Corporate Training for the Zig Ziglar Corporation. I know firsthand the positive impact Blake Lindsay can have on you, on your company, and your organization's co-workers. Blake Lindsay has two remarkable gifts. Number one, he has the gift to inspire. And number 2, Blake has the gift to encourage people. After attending Blake's presentation, your attitude will change. You'll eliminate feeling sorry for yourself, and you'll more deeply appreciate what Blake calls the attitude of gratitude. Don't pass up the opportunity to have Blake Lindsay address your organization.
Ladies and gentlemen, I obviously can't relate with you on what it's like to have sight, because I haven't seen anything since I was 9 months old. However, I can absolutely relate with you on life's struggles. I know what it feels like to believe that you got the short end of the stick, to feel insignificant, or left out of the party because I couldn't find affordable transportation. I know what it feels like firsthand to not get that job I wanted because I'm blind. Even blind people have 20/20 hindsight. I know now the employer had no idea what a blind person can do. All of us have unique hurdles to hop over in life. And we cannot afford to foolishly focus on our weaknesses. But we can sure get excited about our strengths. Let me ask you this. Are you currently going through tough times? Maybe you recently lost your job or your home, or you're going through a divorce. Perhaps you're having problems with your parents or a child. I'm going to do something different right now, and I sure need some volunteers. Give this a lot of thought. Would you trade your trouble for my trouble? Would you give me your challenges that seem so troublesome, along with your eyesight, and I'll give you my blindness and what comes with it? Is there anyone in here willing to trade troubles with me? With me included, I don't hear any of us raising our hands to trade troubles, and I don't say this to minimize your problem one bit. I said this to remind us that we all have challenges, and if we choose to focus on our disability as opposed to our abilities, which our Heavenly Father has plentifully given us, then what's going to happen is we're going to have us a big old pity party, and I will not be trying to find any transportation to get there. If we focus on our disabilities and bad things in life, we are then going to convince ourselves that it's the worst thing in the world and that we all got short-handed. As a totally blind person, I have had some unique hurdles to hop over in life, and I have positively learned the value of focusing on what I can do. My attitude of gratitude has made me happier and more productive than I have ever been before. And I know the same thing will happen to you. Today is a great day to be alive, and I encourage you to live your life to the fullest.
Man, how many people are having a good time tonight? Ow! Me too.
Wonderful job. How many songs do you play?
I play probably, I want to say like 10 or 12 right now. It used to be more like 100, but I got to get after it again. You guys are putting me in a good mood.
We'd love to hear some more. And I understand you're an author.
I am. Out of Sight Living. I wrote a book a couple of years ago about being a blind guy and pretty much, turning those obstacles into opportunities to really encourage people and inspire them. So got the book with me. And it was a lot of fun. It's important to focus on everything good in life, as far as just your talents, your abilities, and not your disabilities. So that's what the book's all about.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. That's a great message, Blake. And again, what's the name of the book?
It's called Out of Sight Living.
Out of Sight Living. Well, you're wonderful.
Blake, how fast can you type?
I can type about 55 words a minute. Pretty average.
That's pretty good. Won't you do me a favor? Why don't you... Have you sent me that file right there?
Yes, I have.
Well, can you send it to me again?
I sure will. This is how you do it.
Menu R5. Create. News up. Send. This up. Enter.
Send to.
Left parent. Mail. Enter. Leaving menus. F:/my documents. /audio.
And of course, I'd already highlighted the audio file. Now I'm going to go James.
Space A. Smith.
And I've got you in my mailbox already. So
okay.
James A. Smith.
Subject.
I usually take out the beginning part of the subject just because it's.
B. 3D. M. Period. M. Blank.
Don't have to do that, but it looks a little prettier.
Period. Blank. Edit.
For you sighted dependent people.
The message. Space. Alt S.
Bada bing.
Press dialog. Tasks page.
That was that, huh?
Apostrophe production sending message 101 ... Stop button to activate. Press space bar. Alt plus S. F:// my documents / audio demo. Folder view list view. Link out of site living audio commercial.mp3 960 kbm PEG layer 3 audio files.
And it is sent. You'll have it in no time.
Hi, I'm Jim Willie, and I'm a partner in a long-time broadcasting consulting firm in Dallas. I've worked with a lot of voice talent, but none as talented as Blake Lindsay. He can match his voice to any sell, whether it's a hard sell or a soft sell, but he always keeps it friendly and inviting. While many would consider being blind a handicap, Blake has embraced it, and he's truly an inspiring guy, always upbeat, and always on target in his voice work.
Blazing Blake Lindsay.
Holiday Inn Presidential is perfect for business and pleasure. Make the right statement with a Holiday Inn Presidential on Interstate 30 in downtown Little Rock. To find out more, go online at hipresidential.com. This program has been brought to you in part by the Dallas Examiner newspaper. A closer look at your world and telling the stories that others won't tell. The Dallas Examiner newspaper. Join the Zig Ziglar team on February 12th right here in Albuquerque. For more information, call 1-800-527-0306 or go online at ziglar.com. You can change your career forever starting on February 12th. Keeping you informed on area traffic, weather, and community events. 88.5 KEOM.
Hi, this is Jason Walker, veteran Dallas broadcaster. Let me tell you something. Blake may be a terrible driver. That's the only time you'll ever use the word terrible in talking about Blake. You will not meet a finer man anywhere in the world. There's nothing phony about Blake. What you see is what you get.
Hey, this is Danny B., former co-worker of Blake's, and just want to let you know that Blake is such an incredible person, an outstanding performer who goes way above and beyond the call of duty. You know, it was so amazing how Blake would do a show and prep for it on his Braille machine. And all you would need to do is give him just a few descriptive words, and he would perform his magic on it and make it sound like he was there. And you couldn't even tell he was a blind person on the air. Blake is just such an inspiring person. His character is warm and friendly and an extremely positive person. Way to go, Blake. Go get him.
Simply out of sight.